For more than 2 decades, One Piece has carried one of anime's greatest mysteries: the true meaning behind the D in names such as Monkey D, Luffy, Jewel D, Roger, Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, and Marshall D. Teach. It appears across different bloodlines, hidden in history, avoided by the world government, and feared by the celestial dragons. Characters react with shock whenever the initial appears, as if it carries an ancient danger. Although Oda never gives a direct answer, the clues scattered throughout the story reveal a powerful theory about the true meaning of this enigmatic initial. The strongest idea among fans, supported by lore and character behavior, is that the D refers to a forgotten people once known as the natural enemies of the gods. The ancestors of today's celestial dragons consider themselves gods, so those who stood against them in the distant past were labeled their enemies. This ties directly to the Void Century, an era wiped from history, where an ancient civilization, one that valued freedom over tyranny, stood against what would eventually become the world government. According to this theory, the bearers of D are descendants of that ancient clan, inheriting their will, their ideals, and their destiny. Every individual with the D demonstrates an unbreakable desire for freedom. Luffy, Roger, Ace, Law, Garp, even Teach, they all reject oppression, break rules, challenge the world order, and influence history through sheer will. Whether they act in light or darkness, they disrupt systems of control. This common thread supports the belief that the D is more than just an initial. It represents a generational will passed down through centuries. It is often interpreted as dawn, symbolizing the arrival of a new era that brings light after the long night enforced by the world government's lies. This connects directly to Joy Boy, the central figure of the Void Century. His unfulfilled promise and apology suggest a mission meant to free the world, one that he could not complete. Those with the D are believed to be his successors, the ones destined to finish that mission. Zanesh's recognition of Joy Boy, Roger's realization that he arrived too early, and Luffy's awakening of Nika all point to the D lineage being tied to the continuation of Joy Boy's will. The world government suppresses the meaning of the D because they know it predicts their downfall. Yet not every bearer of the D follows a noble path. Blackbeard represents the chaotic side of the will, one who brings storms through destruction rather than liberation. This duality shows that the D does not indicate moral alignment. It represents freedom in its purest, most uncontrollable form. Whether heroic or villainous, a D will always defy the gods, break fate, and push the world toward drastic change. When all clues are placed together, the most complete theory emerges. The D signifies the ancient clan of freedom, sworn enemies of the tyrannical gods, destined to bring about the world's dawn and fulfill Joy Boy's abandoned promise. It is the will that shakes history, the force feared by the celestial dragons, and the reason Luffy stands at the center of the world's greatest transformation as the final saga unfolds. The true meaning of D will no longer be a secret. And when the last war begins, the world will finally understand why those who carry the initial are the bringers of storms, and the inevitable dawn that follows.